special show today. We are at Main Channel Brewing Company here in Guntersville, Alabama, and of course, as always, Peeps. And we're going to let you introduce yourself and what you do here.
My name is Clay Smith. I'm the owner, head brewer here at Main Channel Brewing in Guntersville, Alabama.
Cool. So you're the guy you're the head guy here. That's what it is. It's a big job title. What got you interested in brewing beer?
It's kind of a long story, I guess. It's when I think about it, it's something going back from like when I was a kid. I don't know. I've always had an interest in kind of the biological side of chemical engineering. My degree was at Auburn. It was chemical engineering. I had a biochemical specialization, and it's just always been something that kind of interested me. When I was a little kid, I got the first place prize in the science fair for the yeast growing.
Wow.
And so I don't know, it's just kind of thinking about it going all the way. It's kind of been something.
Something you're interested in.
It's interesting.
So how did you come up with the name Main Channel?
Main Channel, just growing up here in Guntersville for our entire lives. Main Channel is where the Tennessee River comes through the lake. So we just kind of decided that, hey, it's something when you're out on the lake, call your buddies up and be like, hey, we're out on the Main Channel. So they know to go out, somewhere out there. So we just kind of went with that.
Okay. So you're from this area?
Yeah, I grew up, born and raised here.
That was actually one of my next questions, was how you chose this location. How did you actually choose this location in general?
This location is nothing really special other than, we went all around the city looking for what we thought would be good locations. Obviously we wanted to try to get something on the water, but it was kind of hard to find something that was at a reasonable cost for us just trying to start from the ground up. But this place just ended up being a good spot for the price, and we felt like we could fit something in here to get started.
You have a beautiful view looking out.
Yeah. Actually, this place too has a little bit of history going back in Guntersville. It used to be a convenience stop where a lot of kids used to congregate here and drink out the parking lot.
So a local hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does. You guys really can't see from the view we're at, but we have a great view. You can see the lake. So great scenery here, and a local hangout, so everybody kind of knows it's already got kind of established idea and everywhere used to be coming here. So Clay, tell us a little bit more about the first beer you brewed.
First beer I brewed was it was back in college in Auburn. A buddy of mine that I grew up with here in Guntersville just happened to be living across the street from where I was working at the time, and when I was leaving where I was working, he just said, hey, we'll be brewing some beer so-and-so day in a couple days or whatever. So he said, come on over and hang out. So I did. Thought it was pretty fun and interesting, and obviously to get like a six-pack of beer just for helping out, it was pretty nice and pretty good beer. It was chocolate strawberry stout, but it was an extract batch. Sort of like what we've got on tap here, which is kind of what made me want to do something like that again. But it was pretty good. Extract batches for me are not usually the best. And about 10 years later, when we started homebrewing here in Guntersville, the first recipe that I came up with on my own was India Pale Ale.
Okay.
We got here.
So was that like the one that you brewed? I was curious because I know you said the strawberry stout. We noticed that whenever we came in. So which one's the longest the beer that you brewed the longest?
Probably
the IPA.
This one, the chocolate strawberry stout. Yeah, that was probably the first thing I did or helped out doing, but it's not something we've consistently done. We just kind of brought it back since the whole coronavirus thing kind of slowed us down a little bit. kind of gave us an opportunity to experiment a little bit, put some new stuff out.
Okay, good deal. So tell us a little bit about, just briefly, maybe some of your top beers.
Top beers, I think the one that got us started was the Amber Ale. It just kind of, I guess, a fortuitous thing, like where we started out with mainly just IPA and then Amber, but the Amber was the one that really took off. People loved it, so it's kind of kept us open since we started. But now, since we've started doing the New England IPA, it's kind of overtaken the Amber. Sales on that one are huge on the roof. Like, people love it here, which is kind of surprising, but not. It's an IPA that people love to drink, but the New England IPAs are, in my opinion, more appeal more to the masses.
Yeah, and we're in summertime, IPAs, that's not my thing. Phoebe's not an IPA guy.
No.
He loves sours, but, I'm slowly working with the right direction. But, well, look, we appreciate it. And so I guess right now we're going to be taking a tour with Tyke. And then when we come back, I guess we'll maybe finish up.
Right.
We do appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everyone. We're here at Main Channel Brewing Company in Guntersville, Alabama. We're here with Tyke Jordan. Tyke, tell us a little bit about what you do here.
I am the head production manager, assistant brewer, taproom manager, and handle all the day-to-day janitorial work. So short way of saying it, brewer, doer, good time liaison.
Nice.
Like it.
So he does a little bit of everything here. So what we want to do is we want to let Tyke go over a little bit about the process of how they brew their beer here at Main Channel. So kind of just lead us off. Tell us where you kind of start out.
Well, we don't do anything different than anyone else, I believe. We just start with clean hot water. This is our hot liquor tank. And then once we reach the desired temp, we would transfer it over to the mash tun, where we add the grain and let it steep. And then from there, transfer via pump to boil kettle and boil for around about an hour, add the hops, depending on what we're making. And then from there, we would transfer through a heat exchanger into a fermenter. We run a double batch in one day, meaning we do this whole process twice to fill the tank. The tank's a 7-barrel tank, and our system's 3.5 barrels. So in order to reach that volume, we got to do it twice.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about what this actual machine here does and what it does in the process.
Well, it doesn't do a whole lot. It just heats water.
Okay.
Yeah, we use electricity. We've got 6,000 watt temperature heating elements, which is very similar to a hot water heater.
Okay.
If the elements are not submerged, they'll burn out.
Okay. So it just heats the water to be transported, you said, and goes to the one behind. So we'll show you very soon. Okay. So basically, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's something that you gotta have, but it doesn't do a whole lot.
I got you. Good deal.
All right, here we are with part 2 of the brewing process here, and we are with the mash tun.
Mash tun.
Okay.
Mash tun.
There we go.
So after we've heated the water, we would pump it over and add the grain. Today I'm making Kolsch, so it's a whole lot of Pilsner malt, a little bit of wheat malt, a couple other things, and we let it sit in here for an hour, and then we would recirculate and then pump it over to the boil kettle, which I'm finishing right now. We're getting really close to the end volume, so I'm kind of measuring with my dowel and watching the side glass. I think from this angle you might not be able to see it, but it's running pretty clear right now. When it starts to get real foggy and kind of thick looking, that's when I know we've reached the end and ready to continue on with just the boil.
Cool. Good deal. So it just goes from the first tank into the second one, and it just kind of sets, then you transfer one.
Yep.
Very streamlined process.
Thursday. Yeah. Well, good deal. We're on to the next step.
Yep.
All right, everyone. We're in the third part of the process with Tyke Jordan, and please tell us what we got going on, what kind of the rest of the process, and where we're going to go from here.
Absolutely. So just finishing up the transfer from the mash tun into the boil kettle. Like I mentioned, the sight glass, we use a sight glass to look at the clarity, so that's how we can tell when we're getting to the end of the volume there. It's running pretty clear right now, but here shortly it'll get real cloudy and a little bit thicker, and that's when we know we've reached the end. Also, we use a dowel to check the volume as we're going. So you got a desired idea, but sometimes you'll get a little under or a little over. At that point, you would test your gravity and then either add water or boil longer to get it to get where you want.
Okay, cool.
And then after the boil, you would transfer through a heating element. I'm sorry, I misspoke. After the boil, you would transfer through a heat exchanger. And what this does is it uses counterflow to cool the wort from 212 down to as close to 65 as you can get. So you got cool water running one direction and the hot wort running the other, and the series plates are slammed together real tight. So then we would take it into a fermenter. Right now I'm going to be going into number 3 and add the yeast and let it do its thing.
And no matter how long after you add the yeast, how long is that process going to take you guys before you come in?
It can take up to about 24 hours for the yeast to become active. Sometimes as little as 8 to 12, but from that point we would let it sit for a few weeks. We're testing it every day to check the gravity, and then once it hits terminal for 3 consecutive days, we cold crash or dry hop, depending on what we're making. Cold crash would just be bringing the temperature in the tank down to 33, 34, 35, somewhere in that range. And you may be able to see we've reached the end.
Okay, so it's getting a little darker and everything, so you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, thank you so much for giving us the tour, and we do appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you coming out.
Well, we just got finished touring the brew room. It was very interesting, and we're here with a few final questions, and with that, I'll let King lead away.
Yeah, I mean, great time. Tyke shows us a lot of their process and how they go about everything here at Main Channel. So to kind of finish off, Clay, could you tell us a little bit about your upcoming beer? What you got in the works?
So really, there's not any new styles we've got, but we do have. We're working towards getting 3 more beers in cans to get out in the market. Later this month, we've got Double Weiss and the Kolsch. Not Double Weiss. The IPA and the Kolsch will be in cans, and then probably maybe a month or 2 after that, we'll have the Double Weiss in cans as well. We're working towards getting everything here instead of contract batch brews. And other than that, I do have some hopes to start doing some lagers. We're going to get some more tanks in. That's been kind of a sticking point for us because we don't have a lot of tank space, or especially in the past, just having 2 tanks, like lager a beer has to stay in there for a little longer, so it just kind of takes up that time. We need to be keeping other stuff.
Good deal. So that's basically is that kind of what's the future of the Main Channel? Just get some more tanks, try some new things, and push it forward.
Yeah, expanding and trying to get everything done here.
Well, I'm not going to lie. This is not the first time I've been up here. I've actually came here and seen, and just in a very short time when I came up here before, you guys have made some great strides. You've changed up some things, and it just seems like you just keep adding and you just getting bigger and bigger. And that's something that that I've really noticed and appreciate about this place is you guys have always been so nice. Every time I've been here and I got to talk with you, and we've been trying to. This has been going in the works for a while, so we appreciate your time. Appreciate you allowing us to come up here and interview you and go through your process and get to try some of your beers. And, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And guys, thank you so much for checking us out. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell for the notifications so you can get content whenever we put out new videos.
We're Brew Geeks, and we are out.